glad you're here. I'm Tay. If you're new, welcome back. If you're not, I'm coming to you from a little bit of a different location because I got in a fight with my daughter about whether or not she wanted to take a nap today, and I lost. So I actually just snuck up here to hurry up and record this while my husband is feeding her dinner because I really have not been able to leave her alone at all today. Today I'm going to be talking about newborn slash baby, buy this, not that type of deal. Just some things that I've learned now that I've had a baby that would have influenced my buying decisions had I already have had one. So let's get into it. The first thing that I would have done differently is actually the baby monitor that I got. I was 100% sure that I wanted a video baby monitor. I'm super paranoid. It's just the way I am. I wanted to be able to see her. But I did find that even when I saw her in the baby monitor, I didn't necessarily trust it, and I ended up going into the room anyway. So I don't know that I actually needed it, but I thought I did. However, the one that I got used the Wi-Fi in our house, obviously, to work. You could get it on your phone. I thought it was fantastic. It was really cool. But when the internet acts up, and like I live in the boonies, you guys, so like the internet acts up all the time. The baby monitor doesn't work. So I think that it's supposed to like have a direct connection, but the one that I got did not work well. It wasn't super expensive, thank goodness. But anyways, quite frankly, we use this $20, it's still VTech, it's not video, but this thing, it's 20 bucks. You plug this in the baby's room, you have a little remote on the other end that is your control, and it's worked fine. Honestly, probably would have just opted for the $20, no video, nothing fancy, because I would have known it would have worked all the time. So I'm assuming they probably make video monitors that don't run on Wi-Fi. That is honestly what I would get, and I do not have a good recommendation for that. Maybe I'll do a little bit of research after I record this, and I'll have one linked below, but right now I don't really know what that alternative would be. The next thing that I would swap, now that I know, is actually my Bassinet. Now I feel really bad saying this because I actually really like my Bassinet. I liked it. It was like $40. It's cute, it's simple, and it worked fine. However, the one thing that I would have changed about it is I wish that it would have had a height adjustment. It's literally the only thing that I would change, and honestly I wouldn't pay a whole bunch more money to have this feature, but if I found one that was comparable in price, I would definitely sacrifice maybe like the cuteness, or even like the one that I got came with like a little like light and a sound box thing, and since I have the sound machine separate, I really never use that, so maybe I would sacrifice that for a height adjustment. But it's because when she was sleeping in our room, there were a lot of times that I would fall asleep with my arm like in the bassinet, or with my hand on her, or even just checking on her in the middle of the night. The bassinet sat, like the side of the bassinet sat like 4 or 5 inches above our mattress. So I would, like, my arm would be like this while I was sleeping, or I would have to completely get up to get her out of the bassinet at night. And it would have just been a lot nicer if she would have been able to be lower, or even completely even with us, because the way it was too, I couldn't see her if I was laying down in bed. So even if she wasn't awake, if I wanted to check on her, I was actually getting up to do that. So I would definitely try to find one that has a height adjustment. I will try to find a comparable one, and I will put it down below as well. The other thing that I would swap out is actually this changing pad. It's just the plain cushiony changing pad, and I like it. There's nothing wrong with it, but it just doesn't make sense to have something that's not wipeable for the changing pad. So we got away with it because we have like a whole bunch of the covers, and because we don't change her in the nursery very often. Her nursery's upstairs. We typically change her downstairs. If I was using this all the time, I would have been washing it pretty much every day. The one that we used, it was part of like the pack and play set that we had, and it was wipeable, and we wiped it down all the time. So I would either recommend getting like they have like the cute like leather gather mats, which they typically put in the diaper bag, but just throw one in your changing bag. Like, you don't actually have to have a changing pad. You just don't. You can change it. Like, we change Aurora on the floor 90% of the time, and we just put like, you can just put a little pad down. Now we don't really do anything, and that's gonna bite me in the butt one of these days. But when she's a newborn, like, we had to have something. I mean, she would pee while you were changing her diaper. She would have blowouts all the time. And so they have really expensive options, which I'm pretty sure is why I did not get like the silicone kind. But I actually found one that I'll have linked below. It's either LilleBaby or LA-Baby. I'm not sure which one, but it's like $30-ish depending on where you get it from. And it's a silicone type baby mat. I don't have it myself, but it's what I would buy if I was doing it all over again. The next thing is that I would have automatically just bought the Hatch Plus sound machine. I like this because it has different lights, different noises, and it is battery. So when we go to my parents' house, we take this. Well, we forgot it last time, but sometimes we remember to take this, and it's super nice because then it doesn't matter if you're home or not. You can just use that. The one that we got before, it was corded and it put the light on the ceiling, and it was just way too bright. The sound was fine on it, but I really like the way that they have it on the Hatch. It's just very intuitive and works really well with what we use it for. Next thing that I would do differently is I would not buy any of these little socks. And I hate that because these are the cutest dang things in the whole wide world. I mean, look at that. They're so tiny. But they stay on for like 2 seconds. The only thing that these are actually good for is using them as newborn mittens. So maybe get some to use as mittens, but don't use them as socks. I had tons, and they just do not stay on. They just truly don't stay on. We also tried these little booties because I thought, okay, the socks don't work, so let's get these. These don't stay on either. They're just too slippery. We did do like a sock and this, and they last like 5 seconds longer, but still not great. So what I would recommend, honestly, is to either get socks like this, which are really cute. If you just put like a onesie on your baby, these are like thigh high, but I also have put these on under pants, and since they are thigh highs, they don't fall off, and they're just like an extra layer of warmth. If you don't want to do the tall socks, I actually would recommend shoes like this. These are what my daughter wore as a newborn all the time. They're very warm, and they stayed on really, really well. Sometimes we would put socks under them, but most of the time it was just these. Now that she's older and walking, I actually bought a bigger size in black, and these do have like stickiness on the bottom so that when she's walking like on the hardwood, they will help her not slip a little bit. These do not have the grippy underneath, so that's just something to watch once they get a little bit older. The next thing is baby towels. I talked about this in my newborn essentials video, but these baby towels, while cute, are worthless. I mean, look how thin that is. When you have a newborn, they can't regulate their temperature, so no matter what time of the year is, that is way too thin for your baby to be in right after they have a bath. They are going to be freezing. However, if you feel like you need to have a cute baby towel, they do have thicker baby towels. We have a cute Yoda one, but it is the same, like it's the same thickness as like a regular towel for us would be. It's a little bit larger because it was for a toddler instead of a baby, but I would just highly recommend going with that if you are going to get one of the cute hooded baby towels. I do like the baby towel, like I like the hood. It does make it a little bit easier to get her all dried off and to keep the towel on her. So I do like them. I would just make sure that you get one that is the normal towel thickness. The next thing that I would recommend is to just automatically go with the Cetaphil baby wash. I would also do the CeraVe baby wash. Just those, I would stick with those two brands over like the Johnson's & Johnson's in the newborn stage. Now that my daughter, she's actually a year old tomorrow, which is crazy. But now that she's older, we use the Johnson & Johnson's that we have because we got it as gifts. But as a newborn, we use this. We completely stopped using the Johnson & Johnson's because she had very, very sensitive skin and she would break out a lot. And so this is what we found that would get rid of any irritation that she had on her skin, and it would get rid of it really quickly. And the Johnson & Johnson's actually, or not even just that one, we tried that, and we tried Aveeno and Dove, I think, and they all didn't necessarily irritate it more, but they didn't really help. So I would just get this just in case your baby has some sensitive skin. Along the same lines is I would get CeraVe lotion or the Cetaphil lotion. I have tons of this, so we do use it occasionally, but I typically just use this for the same reasons. When she broke out, this seemed to reduce the irritation a lot more than like these did. The next thing is baby carriers. I talked about this in another video as well, but I'll put images. I had 2 baby carriers. I had this one over here that was it's a boppy like hybrid carrier, but it was like a halfway wrap. So it buckled around your waist, then you set the baby in, and the rest of it was wrap. Then I also later purchased this one, which is the LilleBaby Serenity. I like both, I'm not gonna lie. I'm grateful that I had both. However, if you only are going to get one, I would definitely go with the LilleBaby or some sort of structured carrier. I got this one. It's the one that I liked most from the reviews that I looked at, and also the way that you put it on. This one is really easy for me to get on by myself if I don't have any help. And some of the other ones, it seemed like there were clips in just not very intuitive places, and I figured it would be hard for me to get her into the carrier by myself. The reasoning is because as a newborn, I really liked the wrap type. It just felt like she was, you know, all nice and snug and secure, and I loved that. I really truly did. But after she was like maybe 3 months old, I just didn't feel like she was safe in that. She probably was, but it just didn't feel comfortable. I was just constantly worried that she was going to fall, and that is when I went ahead and I switched to the LilleBaby wrap, or the LilleBaby carrier, sorry. The next items that I'm going to talk about are kind of when your baby gets a little bit older, not necessarily for like the newborn stage, but still the baby stage. So the first item is once your baby starts to eat real food, don't get the cloth bibs. I know they're cute. They have cute sayings. I do like the bandana bibs for teething. When they're drooling a lot, you can do the bandana bibs really cute with outfits. But for actually eating, I just highly recommend just get the silicone ones with the pouch. For a really long time, the pouch was useless because 1, I was feeding her, and 2, when the stuff fell in the pouch, we didn't go back in for it. But now that she's feeding herself quite a bit, this pouch catches it, and then she actually will, you know, reach into the pouch and eat the food that she drops. And it's just so much easier to just wipe this off before the next meal, as opposed to the cloth ones that you will actually have to put in the wash. A lot of talking, you guys. I've been talking for like, yikes, I've been talking for like 20 minutes. All right, let's keep going. The next thing is cups. I so badly wanted her to use this cup. It's cute. It's one of the ones where it like goes here, and it's supposed to be like them drinking a regular cup. She just still hasn't really figured this out. I'm sure that if we kept giving it to her, she would eventually figure it out, but it just doesn't really, just isn't intuitive to her, I guess. And we have all the different kinds of cups, okay? So once I figured out that cup was not going to work, because that is besides just a plain open cup, which was the first thing that I offered her, just so I could make sure that I saw how much water she was getting when she was first learning how to drink. The next thing that we did was this cup. These are the Munchkin cups. It comes in a little 2-pack. They're relatively inexpensive, but you have to bite down on this for the water to come out. She figured out how to do this. However, she couldn't really hold it up herself. So the whole time we were using this, I would hold the cup for her and she would drink out of it, which was fine. However, once she figured out how to tip it up herself, she would bite down and the water would just come gushing out, and she started choking on water, which I'm sure she figured it out. It's fine. But what we did is we just switched to a straw cup. This is our favorite. It's just she figured it out fairly quickly. I like this one as well. However, when she first started drinking out of a straw, this one was too hard for her to get suction on, which is why we liked this one. This one is really easy to get the water out. This Advent one, I was really excited about because this top goes on the Advent bottles that I have, and they were all interchangeable. But one, this cup leaks, and two, the amount of water that it sends out is way too much. So I would steer clear of these. Like the bottles, don't like the sippy cup top. Also, we used this cup for quite a few months before she figured out how to do a straw, and we actually got her to figure out how to do a straw by giving her an apple juice pouch, and I would squeeze it, and it was kind of like, oh, like I need to figure out how to get it out of the straw. And that's when she finally put like 2 and 2 together of how to figure out how to drink through a straw. But we did use that cup while helping her for quite a few months. It's just been the last like month and a half that she has been using the straw cup. Along the same lines, I don't have it up here with me because it is now a toy for her, but I got this super cute, like, it's a combo snack cup and sippy cup. It has like a cute little straw, and it's really adorable. And I gave it to her when she was probably 6 months old, and it took her about 3 seconds to pull the lid off of it. So just go ahead. I would either get the Munchkin snack cups, or I would get the mushy ones where the lid doesn't come off. Either of those I think would be fine, but getting one where the lid comes off, like, duh, Taylor, like, duh. All right, last 2 things are once your baby starts wearing shoes. Now, like I said, we did the shoes like this right away just because we didn't do baby socks. However, once she started needing actual shoes, I found out that you have to be really careful about what type of shoes that you buy because babies' feet are so short and fat. I mean, I think Aurora has exceptionally fat feet, but we can't do structured shoes. So I got these because they're the cutest freaking things in the whole wide world. However, this bend is not flexible like whatsoever, and even though her foot was only like to here, I could not get her foot around this bend. The same, honestly, for these little Ugg boots that I got. I so badly wanted her to fit into these, but I can't get her foot around this. So you really just need to have something where like you can mold the shoe around the foot. You don't want to have to put the foot into the shoe. So like I said, we really liked these kinds. These actually were fine too because they really stop before you get into the like ankle part of the foot. So these were fine. And then also little shoes like these are fine. We wear these a lot. These don't stay on quite as well because they're a little bit big on her, but it's because she has like the shoes that fit her lengthwise. I just can't get her fat little foot into them. I just can't. She's just got little nubbins for feet, and it just makes it difficult. Which is why we like these, because you can have little nubbins for feet and it doesn't matter. The next thing that I would steer clear of, at least for now, is like, as you can see, it's all bent to heck. Just regular book. I would go for board books. This is one of Aurora's favorites. I got it on Amazon. It's super cute. They have like all different animals. She got this one for Easter, and then she's getting the horse version for her birthday tomorrow. But I really like these. But I just like board books in general because when you're reading her a book, she thinks that she's being helpful when she helps turn the pages. And she really likes to help. And when you have a book like this, she will grab the pages and just rip. Like, she does not care at all. She also really likes to read books by herself. I'll put the cutest picture of her ever. Just get the board book. She reads them herself. She can't rip the pages, and it's just better. Obviously, she'll be able to read books like this later. It's just not quite yet. I love my newborn essentials video right here. If you haven't watched that yet, I would go watch this next. It is part of my baby essentials playlist on my page. I will have this right here, and you could subscribe right here. Thanks. I'll see you next time.